Greetings, one and all. It's Thomas Ruse Bezar with the Poet Warriors. Back at you with another snack here. And today I want to ask you the question, why Shakespeare? The reason I'm even bringing this up is because I just saw a documentary. It's called Now. And it was about Kevin Spacey and Sam Mendes, the director, doing a production of Richard III and filming it behind the scenes. They did I think a tour throughout Europe and other places, and they cast American actors and British actors. And I saw that a lot of the American actors were saying stuff like, oh, Shakespeare, we American actors make a big deal about Shakespeare. The British think they know all about Shakespeare. I'm not intimidated, I'll do it. And then there's other American actors saying stuff like, oh yeah, it's tough, it's intimidating. All these, British actors who really, really have been working on this and they know Shakespeare, like there's some secret like potion or elixir that one must take, like this right here. You drink it. I can do Shakespeare. But no, I think in my experience of directing Shakespeare, of acting in Shakespeare, of working on scenes, of in class, teaching scenes from Shakespeare, monologues from Shakespeare. The wonderful thing about Shakespeare and what we have to remember is the language. I think that's what everyone, especially American actors, let's focus on American actors, not British actors. American actors get intimidated by this language, and it's a construct. It's poetic verse. It's not how people spoke in late 1500, early 1600s England. They didn't speak like that, in meter and, iambic pentameter. They didn't speak like that. That is a construct. That's a constructed language, poetic verse. And I think that's what separates Shakespeare. Another thing that separates Shakespeare is the emotions are built into the language, into the words. And it in some ways simplifies this whole notion of, you don't have to get so psychological about it. It's right there. If you say swiftly, it means quickly, swiftly. If you say, that thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived. Ruins, you know what ruins are. It's like you could, it gets straight to the point. And that's a beautiful thing about Shakespeare. Another thing that's beautiful about Shakespeare is his characters. They're very true to life. They're very real. They're also theatrical, and there's a great mix of those two. Yes, Shakespeare's a style. It's a certain type of style. I'm going to do another snack and talk about styles and acting styles. But the great thing about Shakespeare is if you get over the hurdle of the language, there are a lot of riches. Look, I think Macbeth, the Scottish play, is one of the greatest plays, and that's another snack I'm going to do. Just really an amazing play that operates on another level. Nightmarish, dreamlike, surreal, with the witches and this kind of medieval. And the cool thing about Shakespeare, another thing is, you can take it, since it's in the public domain, and you can modernize it. You could put Shakespeare in Washington Heights in New York City. You could put it under a bridge in Cleveland. You can do whatever. You could do Roman times. You can do Haitian version. You can do, I think some great director named Peter Brook did a Midsummer Night's Dream where everyone was elevated throughout the whole production. They're like on swings and almost like this acrobatic type of landmark production, where you can take a Shakespeare and if you want, even chop up. I mean, yes, I think I agree. Shakespeare can be very, very wordy. I mean, look at Hamlet, look at King Lear, his great plays. King Lear is another amazing play, Julius Caesar, Hamlet. I'm not too crazy in terms of keeping Hamlet here, But, if you were to cut Hamlet down and do an interesting 1 hour and 20-minute version and cut out all that extraneous stuff, I think you have something there. And I would be willing to look at that. But yeah, there's Shakespeare writes, the language is second to none. Just the images, the playfulness. Once you get over it, heck, if the director wants to modernize it and put it in this like very 21st century, and that's how you want to talk, and that's one of the rhythms of like street language, and want to capture it like that, more power to you. If you want to do more traditional, more power to you. I mean, I think that's a great thing about Shakespeare. It's kind of open to many, many different interpretations. And once you get over the hurdle, especially beginning actors, American actors, you get over the hurdle of, hey, this language is so intimidating. Once you do it, once you spend time on it, you get it. You start understanding it. I think a lot of people, in terms of deciphering of what these words mean, because it's poetic, because it's constructed, we're like, oh God, it's so no, you, just like anything, you spend time with it, the more you do it, you can fall in love with it. I know actors, really good actors, who are, no way, I'm not going to touch it, it's intimidating. And that's a shame, because you can really, really stretch yourself as a performer by doing Shakespeare. It's worth doing. And I think, it's the fear that holds us back from attempting these things as live performers. Hope that helped a little bit on Shakespeare. Peace.
Mmm.
Tasty.